Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is select components to be measured. The objectives are identify objects to be measured and use the correct specifications as specified in the operating system. The first component we're going to discuss is memory. It is technically any form of electronic storage. It is used most often to identify vast, temporary forms of storage. Always remember, if your computer's CPU had constantly accessed the hard drive to retrieve every piece of data it needs, it would operate very slow. When the information is kept in memory, the CPU can access it much more quickly. Most forms of memory are intended to store data temporarily. The CPU accesses memory according to the string hierarchy. Whether it comes from permanent storage or input, most data goes in random access memory or RAM first. The CPU then stores pieces of data it will need to access, often in your cache, and maintains certain special instructions in the register. The second component is read-only memory or ROM. ROM chips are located in the motherboard. ROM chips contain instructions that can be directly accessed by the CPU. Basic instructions for booting a computer and loading the operating system are stored in ROM. ROM chips retain their contents even when the computer is powered down. The contents cannot be erased or changed by a normal means. The third component is random access memory or RAM. RAM is a temporary storage for data and programs that are being accessed by the CPU. RAM is a volatile memory, which means that the content are erased when the computer is powered off. The more RAM in the computer, the more capacity the computer has to hold and process large programs and files, as well as enhance the system performance. Early computers had RAM installed in the motherboard as individual chips. The individual memory chips is called dual inline package or DIP chips. It was difficult to install and often become loose in the motherboard. To solve this problem, designers soldered the memory chips on a special circuit board called a memory module. This is the dual inline package chip. Single inline memory module or SIMM. Dual inline memory module or DIMM. RAM bus inline memory module or RIM. Small outline dual inline memory module or SODIMM. Single inline memory module or SIMM have 30 pin and 72 pin configurations. Dual inline memory module or DIMM is a circuit board that holds the SDRAM, DDR SDRAM, and DDR2 SDRAM. The speed of memory has a direct impact on how much data a processor can process, because the faster memory improves the performance of the processor. The processor speed increases, memory speed must also increase. Dual channel memory increases speed by using a second channel of memory, creating a data transfer rate of 128 bits. For example, single channel memory is capable of transferring data at 64 bits. Double data rate or DDR technology doubles the maximum bandwidth of SDRAM. DDR2 offers faster performance while using less energy. DDR3 operates at even higher speed than DDR2. However, none of these DDR technologies are backward or forward compatible. Even with the wide and fast bus, it still takes longer for data to get from the memory card to the CPU than it takes for the CPU to actually process the data. Cache are designed to alleviate this bottleneck by making the data used most often by the CPU instantly available. Registers are memory cells built right into the CPU that contain specific data needed by the CPU, particularly the arithmetic and logic unit or ALU. An integral part of the CPU itself, they are controlled directly by the compiler that sends information from the CPU to process. Next component is storage drives. Storage drives read or write information on magnetic or optical storage medium. The drive can be used to store data permanently or to retrieve information from the media disk. Storage drives can be installed inside the computer case, such as a hard drive. For portability, some storage drives can connect to a computer using a USB port, a firewire port, or an SCSI port. These portable storage drives are sometimes referred to as removable drives and can be used on multiple computers. Here are some common types of storage drives. We have the floppy drive, the hard drive, the optical drive, and the very common, our flash drives. Next component is a floppy drive. A floppy drive or floppy disk drive is a storage device that uses removable 3.5-inch floppy disk. This magnetic floppy disk can store 720 kilobytes or 1.44 megabytes of data. In a computer, the floppy drive is usually configured as the drive A. Here are the examples of a floppy drive and a floppy disk. The floppy drive can be used to boot the computer if it contains a bootable floppy disk. A 5.25-inch floppy drive is older technology as it's seldom used. Next component is a hard drive. A hard drive or hard disk drive is a magnetic storage device that is installed inside the computer. The hard drive is used as permanent storage or for data. In a Windows computer, the hard drive is usually configured as the drive C and contains the operating system and applications. The hard drive is often configured as the first drive in the boot sequence. The storage capacity of a hard drive is measured in billions of bytes or gigabytes. The speed of hard drive is measured in revolutions per minute or RPM. Multiple hard drives can be added to increase the storage capacity. A traditional hard drive is magnetic. Magnetic hard drives have motors designed to spin magnetic platters and the drive heads. In a contrast, the newer solid-state drives, or SSDs, do not have moving parts. Because there is no drive motors of moving parts, the SSD uses far less energy than a magnetic hard drives. Non-volatile flash memory chips manage all storage on an SSD, which results to faster access to data, higher reliability, and reduced power usage. SSDs have the same form factors as magnetic hard drives and use ATA or SATA interfaces. SSDs can be installed as a replacement for magnetic drives. Next component is the optical drive. Optical drive is a storage device that uses lasers to read data on an optical medium. There are three types of optical drives. We have the compact disc or CD, digital versatile disc or DVD, and the Blu-ray disc or BD. CD, DVD, and BD media can be pre-recorded, recordable, or rewritable. Next component is external flash drive. An external flash drive, also known as a thumb drive, is a removable storage device can connect to a USB port. An external flash drive uses the same type of non-volatile memory chip as solid-state drive and does not require power to maintain the data. These drives can be accessed by the operating system in the same way that the other types of drives are accessed. Types of drive interfaces. Integrated Drive Electronics, or IDE, is also called Advanced Technology Attachment, or AT. It is an early drive controller interface that connects computer and hard disk drives. An IDE interface uses a 40-pin connector. Serial Advanced Technology Attachment refers to a serial version of ATA drive controller interface. A SATA interface uses a 7-pin data connector. Small Computer System Interface, or SCSI, is a drive controller interface that can connect up to 15 drives. SCSI can connect both internal and external drives. Good day, everyone.